Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am so glad that you are here. I will be getting started in just a second. Oh, good morning, Mr. Anderson. Coach Anderson is getting on. Great morning, Mr. Anderson. How are you doing, Coach Anderson?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. I am so happy. Look, didn't even realize I clicked the live button and I was putting my earrings on, but it's all good. I am super excited that you are on with us today. So let me just give my audience a little backdrop. Every Tuesday I get on this platform and we talk about a spirit of gratitude, having a spirit of gratitude no matter where you are in life at this time, just to give a little bit of hope of conversation, a conversation of hope. And so today, I have been wanting to reach out to him since last week, but I did not send the message. Y'all know how y'all do that sometimes. You be in there, you think you hit the message and you didn't. But I am so blessed and so grateful that Coach Anderson, in spite of me being who I am, he said, yes, I will get on. So Coach Anderson is an amazing guy, and I know he's going to bring a conversation of hope this morning to be able to share, just to drop a little bit of hope to the audience today on the spirit of gratitude and how gratitude can elevate you and take you, how it has taken him through life, the different changes and different things he's been through. He is actually a coach, a motivational speaker, just amazing. But also, he has an amazing weight loss testimony as well. And we're going to hear a little bit about that this morning as well, if he feels compelled to share. So, Coach Anderson, you can go ahead and you can just introduce yourself. I know I didn't do it justice, so I want you to just give a little bit more information that I was unable to share.
Well, first of all, I want to give honor where honors deserved. First of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I do watch your platform always. I want
Thank you.
I want to thank God for allowing me to be here today because that's who I follow. So this can go two
Yeah.
ways. Now. Keep it real with everybody on here. It can go
Yeah.
it can go happy or it can go sad. Sad in a good way. Sad in a good way, not in a bad way. All right.
Well, you
Um,
know what? Either way it goes, I know it's going to be good because I know, being able to having followed you and being able to hear, I know that there's always a positive message that you bring to the table. And so, just to give a little background, you are from Brooklyn.
no,
You
no, no,
men-
no, no, no. Let me.
no?
My facility is from Brooklyn. I'm from Long Island.
Okay.
I'm from New
Okay.
York. I'm from Long Island. I'm from Strong
Okay.
Island. From
Okay.
Roosevelt. 1 square mile
Okay.
we call it. Public Enemy. Uh, Eddie Murphy. We got them all here in this little square mile. But my facility,
Okay.
one of my facilities is in Brooklyn. That's where our main
Okay.
hub is right now, where we go and we have our camps, clinics, combines, personal trainings. We do coding. We do robotics. We do 3D printing with kids. So,
Wow.
that's our company, Game Over Sports and Entertainment LLC. That
Okay.
that's the heart. That's what makes everything else pump. Um,
Right, right, right.
I am a former high school, college coach. I've been blessed to coach some very amazing young people, young men, young ladies in my career of coaching. Um, I went to a very good high school. I played with some very outstanding players that some made it to the NBA, some made it overseas. Um,
Nice.
but let's talk about the real thing that gets me going nowadays, and I'll just take it back, and I'll get straight into it. I had 4 major surgeries about 5 years ago. I had both my hips, both my knees replaced in a year.
Wow.
Every 4 months I was
Wow.
getting surgery. So my body never got a chance to heal. The doctor was like, as soon as you felt a little bit better, I was getting cut open. And if you don't understand, when you cut your body open, it's a difference, you know.
Right.
And my body was never in alignment. I was born my hips out of place, never knew it until I got older.
Mm-hmm.
So getting my body in alignment, I need to get my soul and my mind in alignment, because I'm a big advocate of the men being in
Mm-hmm.
alignment, because if the men aren't in alignment, how we expect our children and our family to be in alignment.
Right, right,
So I I was honored and blessed to be able to be part of a great company that you're part of. I'm gonna keep it real.
right.
And
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm gonna tell people, I never got in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I got in it to save my life,
Amen.
because I was just in a place in my life after being divorced, after being homeless, after losing everything. When you at a certain point in your life when you're doing good, quote unquote, the American dream, the house, the picket fence, the dog, the family, and all that comes tumbling down. Um,
Wow.
if you've never been there, um, it's rough. And I never
Yeah,
want nobody to go there. I would never want to
right.
go through what I went through, living out of your car for 6 months, working 2 jobs. I was working one job just to keep my kids in school. I didn't get paid for it. It was because my kids were going to a
Mm.
private school. So I had to work another job to make money.
Wow.
So,
Wow, wow.
um, things happen for a reason, though. It just made me understand, if I did it before, if I built it before, I can build it again. Build it again.
Right, right, right,
Um,
right.
Going through Facebook, the pandemic hit and everything's going on, and our lives are just going through a ruckus. Everybody's on social
Mm-hmm.
media and looking. So I happened to see one of my friends, Mr. Kevin Boone. He was losing weight and bragging about it, and I was like, okay, you think you all this and that. And me and Kevin go back, the DJ days
Right.
and everything like that. So we go back. So I called him up and I said, I want to know what you're doing. So I've been in different businesses before, so I understand all the correct procedures that you have to take to do it. So he's going
Right.
through, he's giving me the game, and I'm like, listen, I don't need the game, I need the products. I don't need to hear, oh, you got to speak to this person, you got to this to that person. I need the product.
Right,
I need to
right,
get my life back together, man. I appreciate you. And,
right,
and
right.
he was such a stickler that I had to speak to Kim Prosperity. I was like, and I'm keeping it real with her. And I tell Kim this today. I said, who names that kid Kim Prosperity? And so I said, Kev, this is how I gotta get my products. I'll speak to her. So I spoke to
Right,
Kim. God bless her soul. She's a great person. Love her like a sister. Never met her, but we
right,
are like tight. We are like tight. And I
right.
got the products. And during the pandemic, um, I guess you could say an epiphany, a light came on. We all have
Mm-hmm.
an assignment in life. We all have an
Right,
assignment. We all get,
right, right,
and I tell people, the reason why you're not happy is because you never found your assignment.
right,
I found my assignment. My assignment was to get my brothers in alignment, mind, body, and soul, through
right.
through
Oh,
what we can
wow.
offer. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
do. I let people know. Just let everybody know. I brag about it. I'm down 100 pounds, 15 inches off my waist. So y'all just gotta handle it.
Woo-hoo.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
I don't force anybody to do anything. Back in the day when I was doing something, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Listen, I tell everybody, I'm a walking, living testimony of
Right,
what
right,
this. I can't help
right,
you.
right.
I I when I finished my last surgery, I was so depressed that my son used to walk me around the block with me in my walk. I had a walker,
Mm.
and because I could barely walk, and I said to myself, I have to get myself together. So I used to I went back to the gym with a walker, and everybody looked
Mm.
at me like, wow, coach is back, and I'm with a walker, and then I walked in with a cane, and then I walked in on my own 2 feet,
Amen.
and that's the
And
progress.
that
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
and now you're in the gym like what, 3 and 4 times a week?
I go to the gym 5 times a week. I'm in the gym
Okay.
5:30 every morning.
Wow.
I just started jumping rope for the first time in 5 years. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I'm jumping rope, and I'm grateful and that I can show people my age. I'm 50, I'm 59. I ain't got no problem with saying.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
right.
and but I want to be able to let people know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
In your darkest times in life, you have to understand that you're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to get through it because you have to be a testimony to somebody else's trials.
Exactly. So when you were, you talked about, I never knew that you were homeless. So that's something I never knew about. But when you were homeless, sleeping in your car, um, were there some things that you did to keep yourself going, to keep your faith activated, to keep you going at that time outside of your children's school tuition? What was it that kept you knowing that you had to keep going to get out of that hole?
Well,
And
one,
not necessarily a hole, it was a learning
it was
experience.
a
Yeah.
place, it was an
Yeah.
experience in your life where I knew that's where I didn't belong, but it's where I needed to be at that time. And I keep it real.
Right.
Like I had a friend, he let me stay in his basement for a while. I didn't feel comfortable. I had the key to his house. So I would go there and wash up in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
and then go to work or whatever I had to do. Because I worked one job 7 to 7, 3 days a week, and then I worked the school job from 11 to whenever because I coached. I was the AD, assistant AD. So,
Right.
so I was busy. You got games after school and this and that. So, it's just what it is. You had to do it. I come from a family of hardworking people from the South. My father
Mm-hmm.
had limited education, had his own business. Um,
Wow.
and what really is funny is like you never know when the message is gonna come to you. So one day
Mm-hmm.
I'm outside my house and I'm with my friend and my friend is doing this thing. He get high. So he's getting high and
Mm-hmm.
we're talking and
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling he's like, what's going on, man? I know you having it rough. And I was like, I'm just doing what I gotta do. He said, so where you staying at? And I pointed to my car. And he said, why are you staying in your car? And I said,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? He said, you got a house to go to. You got a family to go to. Now, this is somebody that's totally high right now. I'm keeping it real. He's high.
Right.
So I'm like, what are you
Right.
talking about? He's like, if I was in your situation, my mother and father passed away. I don't have anybody to go to. And that's when I had to swallow my pride
Wow.
and said, you know what? So I decided and I said, you know what? I came in. I went that night. I walked in my house with my mother and them and we talked. And it was it was
Mm-hmm.
it was a good thing because it was towards the end of my father's life and I needed to be here for him.
Right.
I needed to be here to
Right.
help him and help the family. So
Right.
I came
But
back.
it's amazing that God will send, and I'm a believer too. I don't shut my faith down for anyone. But
Right.
it's amazing that God will send you a message through a messenger that you would never even think to be. You know what I'm saying? You said he
Yeah.
getting high and he comes, but that was the messenger that he sent. So sometimes we have to be open to hear. If from
Yes.
these unlikely sources. You don't know what is coming at you, but he gonna send that message. What do you mean you homeless? You're not homeless. You got someplace to go. And
Right.
and the light bulb goes off. Yeah, I do. It's something as simple as that. But he'll utilize whoever he desires to get that message to you.
Yes. Yes. And that's why my mother always said we got two ears and one mouth for a reason to shut up and listen.
I like your mother. I like your mother.
So I tell people as I'm going because this is a journey. This is a life changer,
Right,
life change
right,
experience that you're going down a journey. So um it's a new life for me. I have more
right.
clarity. I'm more energetic. I do clinics every Saturday with my kids we go from 10 in the morning to 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I do personal training and I'm not drained. I'm not tired. The alarm clock
Right.
doesn't wake me up in the morning anymore. I get up on my own. Um, I,
That's
under,
awesome.
I understand the value of life more now you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially at a
Mm-hmm.
certain time in your life when you start losing friends, people younger than
Right.
you, and you realize.
Yes.
So, and then when you make certain commitments, and I always tell somebody, I tell all my friends this. It goes through, families leaving, passing of a close family member. We cannot be
Mm-hmm.
selfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's God's will be done.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand that, you can relieve a lot of stress off your body. Because
Right,
sometimes
right.
when you see your loved one in the hospital with IV in them, and they're suffering, and we talking about stay. Why would we want them to stay in this
Mm-hmm.
suffering state?
Mm-hmm. Right, right,
You know,
right,
so
right, right,
it's a point where I realized that when I let go and let God, my life is a whole lot better. And
right, right. And it took, yeah, it totally takes a
it
change.
takes a change.
Yeah, when you release it, when you release and give it to God.
And I tell people, in the school of life, only a fool graduates. A wise one keeps on learning. So
Mm,
what happens is
mm.
that you have to understand that we learn every day. I tell the kids, I learn from you and you learn from me. And
Can you say that quote again? In the school of life,
and
only a,
fool graduates, a wise one keeps
uh-huh,
on learning.
amen.
So
I'm going to use that.
hey, use it. It's a point where um I was told one time the reason why everybody's not successful is because no one leaves the ladder down for us to come up. So every time we
Mm,
go up, we pull the ladder up with us because we got to go to the next level. If we left the ladder down,
right, right,
we wouldn't have to
right,
worry about that. So,
right,
it's just grateful and to be here, to be able to tell your story, because
right,
because
right, right,
I tell everybody, somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody out there
right.
is at the point of a breaking point, and they need to know that if they hang on long enough, hold on, no, hang on, I say hold on long enough,
Right,
they can overcome it because they can see you.
right, right.
It's like
Exactly, exactly.
before I got hurt, I started running. Basketball player, I like to stay in shape, so I started running, and I got up to 5 miles a day, which was a miracle. Like I'm like,
Mm,
yo, I got this, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden, boom, I started, you know, pain and agony, and I'm like, what's wrong? I'm in good shape, but it was just time for
mhm.
me to. God just hit me and said, listen, I got to redo you over. You're
Right,
not where I need you to be.
right,
I gotta retransform you and get you right to where I need you to go for the work you have to do. And
right.
it's funny because I said so. Now I started running again. Um,
Oh, nice. I
yeah,
run. You know, I run.
yes. That's why I brought it
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
up. um,
Yeah.
I have some parents that are avid runners in the New York area. So like I wanted to make sure I did it right. So they was like, well, you got to go to this store and let them look at your feet and do this. I'm like,
Yeah,
what is all y'all
you gotta
talking?
have the right shoes. You
So I
gotta have
went
the
out.
right shoes.
Yeah, so I went to the store and they gave me the right shoes, and I'm like, wow, this is like really different. This is
Yeah.
really,
Oh, yeah.
this is
It's a whole
this. I'm
it's a
like,
whole new ball game.
yeah, and they said, well,
Yeah,
if you're gonna do this, then you need these shoes. You're gonna do this, then you need these shoes. I'm like, okay,
yes.
but
And
I
if
learned,
you gotta have different types of support for different, neutral or stability. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And especially, as I'm over 50 also. So as you start to mature, you want to make sure that you're not doing something that's going to hinder your body or hurt your body. You want to make sure you're utilizing the right things. Because the first time they told me that I had to pay for a race to run, I said, I ain't paying for no race. I can run for free. Now I'm paying for races to run because I enjoy it, right?
right,
But I was like, you can run for free. You're paying for a race,
right,
but
right,
it's a whole different ballgame. But just and the sneakers cost, but I mean, you if I was in the gym and I was paying a gym membership, I would be paying that cost to be in the gym. So I look at it as that,
right.
investing in my feet to make sure that I can continue to run, run. Yeah. So it's costly, but it's I enjoy it.
And I tell
Yeah.
people, when you invest in yourself, it's an investment towards your future. So, um,
Yeah.
we have to, you know what it is? And I tell everybody this, we've been systematically brainwashed all our life. From school, this is what you do. You go to school from 8 to 4, you get a break, you get a lunch, you go home, you
Yeah.
get 2 months off for the summer for your good behavior. What happens?
Yeah.
You get system. You think so when we talk to people about being on your own, having your own business, building, they can't comprehend that
And it exactly.
because
Not at all. Mm-mm.
I
Because
was,
and then and I'm sorry to cut you
No, go
off,
ahead.
but even when you invite someone into um, entrepreneurship or into a business, you know, the model we have a, if you're listening, we have a network marketing model style of business that we're in. So when you introduce someone to this style of business, they don't know how to be business owners because they're used to being told, like you said, they're in that system. You come to work at 9, you clock out at 12 for lunch, you come back from lunch at 1, you clock out at 5, and then you drive straight back home, and then you start the whole cycle all over again. So they're told all day what to do. Even at work, they're told, do this project, do that project, do it this way, don't do it that way. So that creative ability, that mindset is never being tapped into because they're tapped into that system and that way of working. And I came out of corporate America, but I always had a entrepreneurial spirit inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
It was I always had the passion to to be to be a business owner. You know, back in the day, I was a hairstylist, you know, in my own booth, you know, doing my own thing, in corporate America. But I always had an entrepreneurial spirit inside of me
Right.
where I didn't want to be in that box. And there's nothing wrong with traditional.
Right. I can
And
say
I'm
that
not trying
too.
to, anybody that's listening and you are in a traditional business model, that is perfect because that works for you. But
Right.
there's 3% of us that are out here doing this entrepreneurial thing. There's a 97%, and then that's 3%ers don't look at us as if something is wrong with us either, because it's just a different way of thinking, a different model, a different mindset. And we just that 3% that just, tap into that type of model.
Yeah. And people got to realize that, you know, because it's hard to change, you think that what you're doing is right.
Mm-hmm.
So I use an example, and you could probably relate to this. I tell my friends about BOCES back in the day. And BOCES was the tech school that we had in our neighborhood.
Where was it at?
It was it's like what happened, it was a whole separate school. Like kids that they thought wasn't going to be like go to college, they sent them to the BOCES.
Okay.
And the BOCES
Okay.
did
So
training. They did electronics, they did carpentry, they did automobile.
like a technical school,
Right,
kind of
technical
like
school.
Boys and Girls High School.
Yeah, yep, yep. So,
Because I'm from Brooklyn. That's why I'm like,
oh, okay, okay.
yeah, I'm from
What
Brooklyn.
part of Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy, do or die.
That's where my gym is. My gym is in Bed-Stuy.
Okay, yeah.
You know, we on
Yeah.
Kosciuszko between Marcus Garvey and
And,
Fruit.
and I was born and raised on Saratoga between Howard between Chauncey and Bainbridge.
Okay.
But when I left, I was right there near Kosciuszko. I was on Macon between Saratoga and oh God, I can't think of the name. Saratoga and I was Saratoga and Macon.
Okay. I know
Anyway.
exactly where that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's
can't think of the Saratoga and Howard. I
Howard.
can't think of the
Okay.
cross street. God. Yeah, but I was right over there. That was where I was born and raised. That went to William Maxwell High School
Okay.
on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Went to John Jay College.
Okay.
I'm right up there. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
know it. You know it. You know
I
it.
know it. I know it. So that's why I was like, Boise, trying to tap into that memory.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so we have to realize that, so they had BOCES, and they would go to my 4 years of college. When they graduated, they started their trade. So when I came
Right.
into college with half debt, because I did get a partial scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
they were family, house, career, so, and it worked for them, and I
Right.
tell people that you have to take these opportunities. So now when we talk to people and I try to educate them, they look at me like I got 4 heads and like, what are you talking about? And I says, what else do you do? What do you like doing? Do you like doing? Because I have people that retire from corrections and then say, yo, you got some work. And I was like, you just retired. What you going to work with me for?
Right.
I need something to do. You shouldn't have retired. I understand. If you need something to do, don't retire. I tell people I don't work. I make my own schedule. Which allowed me to be here. You see,
Right,
um,
right, right, right.
I don't report to anybody. I have a group of people that we work with that collaborate together to make sure everything is functioning that day. So if somebody has to do
Hmm.
something, we make sure we fill in so they can do what they have to do. Families,
Right,
family is first. Um, and we make sure that so you know, people say what I do for a living. I say I'm a problem solver.
right, right,
What is
right,
your problem? You know,
right, right.
because that's,
Oh, I like that.
you know, I'm a problem solver. You know, do you need to find something, do something, work on something? Let me see if I can help you. So because I'm not in a box of being like I am a lawyer, I am a doctor, I can talk to different people,
Right,
relate to
right,
different
right.
people, and that opens up conversation, you know, about health, about mental wellness, about their soul,
Hmm.
which sometimes taps
Right,
into, so what else do you do? You know, and
right,
so
right,
you
right,
open up doors to be able to relate to people by bringing them in, by helping them, you know,
right,
being a servant. You know, the more you serve, the more you're given,
right.
you
And
know.
that, Dexter Scott, he has a quote, and I can't remember who the quote is by, but there's a quote that says, the reason that we were born is to serve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is to serve others. And a lot of times people don't understand that, but that is what we were created for, is to give service, to others.
Right,
And so, and I didn't do that quote any justice, but there is the quote there, the reason that we were here is to serve.
right,
And so, a lot of times we're venturing off from what we should be doing in life because we start with that me attitude and not the service attitude, the mindset of how can I help make this person's life better? Because when you're making someone else's life better, you are making your life better,
right.
right?
You are
It just goes hand in hand. You
right.
just become you enlighten their life and therefore you're enlightening yours. It just goes hand in hand. So that spirit of service, I totally agree with you on that.
You know, and it's like
Yeah.
by helping people, you build. Like I always tell kids when they come in the gym, the first thing they do when they play basketball, they dribble the ball and they look down. They look down at the ball, so they're not looking where they're going. So I say,
Right, right,
to them, I say, everybody stump on the floor. They stump on the floor. I said, is the floor going anywhere? They go, no. I said, because there's a good foundation. So if you have
right,
a good
right,
foundation, you can build. The problem is
right,
people
right,
build a good foundation to develop on. You can't build a house
right,
on quicksand.
right,
You
right,
have so
right,
what we try to do with our kids, like we don't steal any dreams, we don't steal any hoop dreams, but because my company is called Game Over, we teach you what are you going to do after the game.
right,
What can you do
right,
after
right,
the game to be so and
right,
still be in the game? Health,
right, right,
athletes need
right.
their health.
So the kids that you are mentoring and coaching what are the ages?
We go from 5 to 17 to 18, boys
Nice,
and
nice.
girls,
Yeah,
boys and
yeah.
girls. And we don't turn anybody away.
Okay,
If you
okay.
came to us and said you was having struggles and your kid wanted to come, bring them.
Right,
You know,
right,
no sense him sitting home.
right.
So it's
Awesome.
all about giving. It's all about being a servant. It's all about knowing your purpose in life that's going to make you happy. Like your purpose in life is different than my purpose. Your assignment
Right,
is different than
exactly.
my assignment. And I tell people the reason why you can't see my vision is because you're not wearing my glasses.
Right.
You know?
Right,
So
absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
but we can all come together on a platform that will allow us to build together because there's somebody that you can touch that I can't touch because
Right,
because your
right,
story can touch them.
right,
You see, so
right.
that
Absolutely.
so the message that we try to give people and explain to them is that we're here for you, but you got to let us serve you.
Right,
And a
right,
lot of people
right.
don't know how to be served.
Right, right. And sometimes it's because they're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you can't receive. That's a lot of times what happens if they're in survival mode. They're just trying to figure out how to get to the next point and they can't receive the gift.
But that's why some people are the planners. Some people are the
Yeah.
waterers. Some people get the seeds out, and somebody else will see.
Right.
See, and once you
Exactly.
realize who you are and what you
See, time
are,
and heart. Yep.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Yep.
you realize what you are in that process, you can let the rest go.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
Sometimes we want to do everything.
Yeah.
Not our
Yeah.
job to do everything.
Right. Right. And then once they get with you, they're learning how to relax and allow somebody to give them
Right,
what is needed, that them
right,
need.
right.
Absolutely.
So,
Awesome. That is awesome.
it's just what we need to do. And just for everybody else who's listening, um, the opportunities that we have is not just, like I said, it's not just money. It's
Mm-hmm.
friendships, it's mentorships, it's life relationships that you will have that you never had before. Because
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that we deal with have a servant's heart.
Absolutely.
And we want
That's
to
so
make
true.
sure that you get what's best for you. And people,
Yes.
because like you said, people aren't used to that. They shy away
Mm-hmm.
from it. Oh, you trying to get over on me? This no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I really want to
Yeah.
see. I want to see people successful. I want to see people get out of that muck and mire and clean themselves off and rise up and stand. You know,
Yeah.
see and see who they really can be. Because I had to learn. I can't coach everybody the same way
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's going through different things. There's some kids I can get on and I can be hard on and
Right.
ride them, and there's some kids I got to cuddle and hold and walk through because
Right.
we never know what they're going through and they're not with you. It's just like an adult,
Right.
what their childhood
Right.
was or their life was that might stain them to not receive what we're trying to give them.
Right.
So
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So on today, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close it out. But Coach, I want you to just give some last words. What is something? Well, not last words. Not yet. Wait, I'm gonna back that up. Not yet. Not yet. Um,
right now you sound like the pastor at the church. I'm gonna be right back with you.
I got 10 closings. Right. Not yet. Not yet. What are some of the things that you do to keep a spirit of gratitude or to keep a mindset? Are there some things that you actually practice doing, or is it a favorite scripture, or is it something that you do to stay positive, to keep a spirit, to keep uplifted, to keep a positive mindset? Um,
Yeah.
if you could just share.
Yeah, one is that every morning I get up, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because I'm up. Um, I
Mhm.
learned that from my apostle. Uh, I also read scriptures. Psalm
Mhm.
91 is my scripture. Um,
Okay.
I do that. I basically, my real gratitude and understanding is that I can't let you down.
Right.
I've come to a point where I got to realize if I can do it, you can do it.
Right.
I can go
Right.
through what I went through. Your life might not be as bad.
Right.
Leaving the blueprint of success so you don't make the mistakes I made is another
Mm.
thing. So I I um I just keep positive energy around me. I know that
Right.
I have an assignment. I know that there's something
Right.
more for me. I know that I have more to
Mm.
learn, more to grow on, more to be. You know,
Right.
and
Right.
also I've learned to stay in my lane.
Yes. Oh God, that's good. Say that
Yeah,
again.
I've learned to stay in my lane.
Look, I'm gonna have to do the church. I have to do the church shake on that one.
I've learned that I have a gift and I need to maximize my gift and not look at your gift and
Right.
try to do what you can do.
Right,
You,
right,
you
right.
know,
Absolutely.
so
That staying in your lane is absolutely that's a word within itself. And that's because a lot of times we get in a competitive space, and that's why we get out of our lane, because we start to look at what somebody else is doing or what somebody else has, and then we try to adjust what we are doing to what they're doing to try to get their results. Meanwhile, their results is never what was intended for our ending process, right?
yeah,
And so that's when you get out of your lane and you get off track and you be all over the place. So now the last thing I want you to say, I want you to just drop some last, you've been dropping nuggets the whole entire time, but give somebody right now that is out there that feel like they have no hope, they have nothing left, they can't go on. This is it. Give them some encouraging words of hope that can take them throughout the rest of their day.
Well, it's always said faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. When you hope and you understand that you can achieve your goals, the only competition you have is you. It's you against you. You got to fight that little wolf we call in the air saying that you can't do it, and the man that says you can do it.
Amen.
Once you overcome that, like the mornings when you don't want to get up out of the bed, but you know you need to get up. When you need to do your homework, young kids, when you need to get some assignments done, when you push through, and I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to clean it up, though, because it wasn't told to my son in a clean way, but I'll clean it up. All right.
Okay.
There's a big pond of crap, okay? This is our life. But our goal is at the end of the pool on the other side of the crap. If we focus on that goal, you don't know you in crap. But when you take your eye off the goal, guess what? You know you in crap. So keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the goal, and you won't notice the crap. That's it.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Coach Anderson, for coming on. I know there are so many people that will see this now and see the replay. And if you see the replay of this, please drop down replay. And if this has encouraged you, please drop down some encouraging words for Coach Anderson, letting him know how beneficial this was for you. Also, I close this out every week. Every week. Well, first of all, Coach Anderson, can you let us know where they can reach you on these social platforms? How people can connect with you?
On Instagram, it's Blessed210 at Blessed210. On Facebook is Mike Anderson. Just hit me up if you're interested in learning more about what I do. I'm here.
If they're in the Brooklyn area, what's the name of your
the
mentor?
name of our gym in the Brooklyn area is called the Brooklyn Style Dome at 312 Kosciuszko Street. The number there is 347-985-2022. You can also go to our site at GameOverNYC.com. That's GameOverNYC.com, so you can see everything you need to see. Or you can go to my site at Blessed210.com, and you can see the other things to do. Also, I'm a travel agent, so I do that too.
Okay.
So we need to travel.
Get with him too.
Get me with too.
Right. And so, guys, like I said, this has been an amazing conversation, and I'm grateful again, Coach Anderson, for you being able to take out the time to join me this morning. I know somebody was impacted with some words, but I always close out with this. No matter what you're going through, there is always something that you can do, and it is practicing a spirit of gratitude. So I always challenge everybody every week, just focus on at least 2 things today that you are truly grateful for. And that's whether you woke up this morning, whether you got food, whether you got water, whether you got shelter. If you are living under a bridge and are able to hear this message, you have hope. You have coverage. So just focus on at least 2 things that you are truly grateful for on today. And I promise you, your life will get that much better. All right. Have an absolutely amazing day. Coach Anderson, thank you again.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate it so much. All right, guys. Have a great day. Toodles.
Bye-bye.